Hi Flosstube, it's Bernie here from Hooking and Stitching. Today is Tuesday the 6th of September and I'm here for my cross stitch update. So it's been about just over a month since I last saw you, and I've got quite a lot to show you actually. There's quite a fair few projects here. I've got a finish, which if you've been watching my channel or my social media or anything on Facebook to do with full coverage or Heaven and Earth Designs, you'll know about my finish. I've got some new starts, or a new start. I've got some haul. I've got my giveaway to announce. I've got, I think that's it. It's difficult. So there's that much stuff here at the side of me. I haven't done any crochet this last month, and I haven't worked on my diamond painting either, but yeah, I've just been so engrossed in all the cross stitch. So if you are new here, this is a channel primarily about cross stitching, hence the Flosstube. But I do sometimes show a bit of crochet and a bit of diamond painting. I'm known as Little Grey Hook on social media. I'm more well known for crochet than anything else, but that kind of is changing a little bit. And I think we'll just get on to it. So get on with what I've got to show you, because I've got a couple of hours before I need to pick the children up. Oh, the children, they're back at school. They went back to school yesterday, which is why I'm filming today. Yeah, 6 weeks holiday. It's actually really gone quite fast. But yeah, I was quite glad to wave them off yesterday. Bye! And I did go to work yesterday, but today is my first day off. With no children in the house. It's so quiet. It's lovely. But yeah, so this was my first opportunity to film, and I nearly didn't. I just wanted to sit and stitch and watch telly, but no, I thought if I don't film, I'm going to regret it. So I better film and show you guys what I've been up to, because yeah, there is a fair bit. So let's get on with it. So first thing to show you is my finish. So if you've been under a rock, you may not have seen this, but I think the rest of you have. It has been washed, it has been ironed, and I'm picking cat hairs off it right now, and it's been rolled up. But here she is in all her glory. My Darling by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork by Arena Garmashova is finished. Totally finished. And needs framing. And that's, yeah, that's expensive, so that's got to wait a bit. But this will be framed and it will be going up in my living room. I haven't looked at it for a few weeks, and it's just like, oh, I just want to look at it now. It's so gorgeous. So pleased with it. This was done on 18 count easy count fabric. As you can see, I've got the grid lines out the fabric, and because it's been washed, and it just looks absolutely perfect. I did put my initials down at the bottom there, and the date 22, so that when I look back on this in years to come, or if my children bring this out in years to come, they'll know when it was finished. So absolutely over the moon that is done and dusted. Thank you so much to everybody that joined me on my live stitch along. It was great to be able to stitch that last 100 stitches with all of you. I think you could sense the excitement in me and the sheer joy once it was done. And I was able to unroll the scroll frame and show you what I've been working, the whole thing. I feel myself getting emotional now. But yeah, it was just so lovely to share that with so many of you, and it is available to watch if you didn't get a chance to see it. It's the video previous to this one. It's live stitched with me, stitched the last 100 stitches of my Heaven and Earth Designs. It's not ever such a long video. I think it's just over half an hour, because those last 100 stitches, there's only 3 colours in it, so it didn't take too long to do, which was perfect. And it was my first ever live YouTube. I've never done that before. It was a bit daunting, and trying to set everything up so you could see everything. Yeah, it's not the easiest, and I can't see me doing many lives. Prefer this, where I can be in the quiet, talk to the camera, and then edit it. But yeah, so that is done and waiting to be framed. Just pop that down to one side. So because finish that one, promised myself I would start the next one. So, first new whip is this one. So this is Time of Butterflies by Heaven and Earth Designs, and again it's by Irena Garmashova. I'm a big fan of Irena. I do occasionally speak to her on Facebook, send her a message, tag her in stuff, and she sends me some nice comments. This is her cat, Mocha again. It's the same cat that was in the one I've just shown you in My Darling. This is her seal colour point ragdoll. He's a beauty, he really is, and I love the detail in this one. So this was, because it's not huge, it's 450 by 434, I decided that this was going to be my next big project. And literally the same evening that I took My Darling off the scroll frame, this one went on. I went straight to it and started stitching it. So for this one, I'm trialling the Royal Rose method. If you've not heard of Royal Rose, it's the brainchild of Royal Stitcher, who's here on Flosstube. I can link her channel below. She, Alison, she came up with this parking method. Now, I'm not normally a fan of parking. Since getting Pattern Keeper on my tablets, I've had no need to park. I can look at far bigger area than a 10 by 10 square, but her method of parking is slightly different to anything I've ever done before, in that you stitch in, they call them towers, you stitch two 10 by 10 blocks, so you're stitching on 200 stitches at a time, and then you part below into the next 200 stitches, so the next tower, and then you start afresh in the next block along. But let me show you where I'm at. So this is it to start with. There's 36,000 stitches, I do believe. Not 36,000, 3,600 stitches in this first section. So we zoom in a little bit there. So you can see I've been parking along the bottom, and then you sort of use a waist knot method to start and stop your threads over at the side. And then the idea is that when you come to your next block, you work over those ends. It's to save you having to keep flipping the frame, which is handy because this is quite a long frame. That's how long it is, look. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm loving the method. It's quite enjoyable, and what I do like about it is the picture comes to life straight away. Even within sort of the first 3 blocks, I could see what I was looking at. And yeah, moving along nicely. So the plan with this one is I want this to be done within 5 years. My Darling took 4 years, and that took longer than it should, if we're honest. So, sorry, you can't see my mouth. So yeah, this one I'm planning on, yeah, within 5 years. I have sort of a goal of stitch on it for a week every month. And within that week, I'd like to try and hit 3,500 stitches. And it is possible. Quite possible. It's only 500 stitches a day, which isn't an awful lot, considering some days I can get 1,000. But this is 25 count easy count fabric, and I'm doing it 1/1 full cross. So there's where she's at. She's at about 1.5% complete. Or she. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving that already. And I'm eager to get back on it, actually. Oh, eyes are watering. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Normally it's itchy nose, isn't it? So, I'm going to go through the whips, no particular order. They're just in a pile at the side of me. So, when I've got pictures of what they look like before, obviously there's no picture for Time of Butterflies because it's a new start. But I will put a picture in of what it looked like before, and we'll go from there. So, next one on the pile is another full coverage. And this is Mini Unicorn Spring by David Penfound. I hope I've said that right for the first time ever. I've been working on this for a few years now. This one's for my daughter. And here's how this one is looking. So I decided to try and go with Royal Rose for this one as well. And you can see I've started down here, filling in the next to the towers along here. And yeah, I'm not a fan of all the part threads, and it does seem slow to begin with, I must admit, because it feels like you're constantly starting and stopping. But once I move down to the next row and I've got all these threads already there, it should be a lot quicker. But I'm loving how I can see this picture coming to life, rather than just bit-botting all over the place over here. So yeah, pleased with the progress on this one. This is on 28 count, easy count, and I'm doing this 2/1/10. So I have been finishing my threads in the normal way and starting them with a loop method on this one. So I'm just parking below, or to the side if there isn't one below. I'm not being a total, what do they call it? A royalist. I'm a bit naughty. I don't just part below, I part to the side if there's nothing below. I don't see the point in ending the thread to then restart it again just over there. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how this one's coming along. It is confetti hell. And see how many different colours are all in that section there. And that's why there are so many part threads underneath, because there are just so many colours in each 100 blocks. Very rare that there's any solid stitching in this one. I think around the unicorn's body was the most solid stitching at all in this one. But it's looking nice. It's not going to meet its goal. This one was supposed to be at least 50% by the end of the year. It's at about 40%. There's no way I'm going to do another 10% before the end of the year. But it is what it is. I achieved the main goal, which was finishing my darling. So anything else is a bonus. But it's a nice fun stitch, that one. Lots of beautiful colours in it. So, kids have gone back to school. I now have travel stitch time. Now, I've never had travel stitching time before because I leave work at 2:45, and I used to have to get to my daughter's school by 3:10, and sometimes I struggle to get there at that time. And now the journey home from work is normally only about 20 minutes, so that should have given me like a 5-minute leeway. But if there's traffic, I do sort of hit it bang on the nail. And then my son would come out at 3:15, so only 5 minutes later at a different school. So I'd be rushing to my daughter's school, out the car, grab her, rush her to the car, get back in, drive to my son's school, which is only just up the road. It's not far. I mean, you can walk between the two dead easy, but not in 5 minutes. But then, yeah, then he would be coming out, put them both in the car, come home. So this year's different. They're actually now at the same school, which is brilliant. And they don't come out till 3:30, which again is brilliant. So I finished work at 2:45, and I was outside because my son's school's slightly closer to my work than my daughter's school. I always had to go past his school to get to her school. So I was actually at his school for a couple of minutes after 3 yesterday. So I had nearly half an hour of sitting in the car time. I thought, no, I can sit and play on my phone or I can stitch. So I made myself a travel project, and obviously they only went back to school yesterday. I worked on it for half an hour in the car yesterday, but I've also been working on it in my lunch breaks at work. Because again, I tend to just sit and play with my phone, and I thought I could be using this time more productively. So I've been working on Spring House by Brooks Books. Now I've already got Autumn House and Winter House done and fully finished, and they sit on my shelf at work. At the moment, obviously, it's autumn that's on display, but I don't have Spring or Summer House finished, and I want them finished. So I dug this one out and made sure it was like fully kitted up in a project bag with a pair of scissors and all the floss on like a floss card so that I can easily access it. And yeah, I've been working on this in my lunch break. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you saw it. You will have to excuse the hoop marks. I've only just taken it off the hoop just to show you it, but here it is now. So really quite pleased with how this one's coming along. You can see I worked on this tree and finished it and did some down here, and then I decided I really ought to go to the top and do top down. So I put in clouds around here over the last couple of days. And this one's coming along nicely. It's not huge, as you can see. It's only a small one, but there is a lot of colour changes. There's a lot of colours in it as well. But this is on 14 count light blue Ada. So it's dead easy and simple to work on. just on a hoop, because I prefer to stitch two-handed. I use my Lowry standard stitch two-handed, but I don't mind holding a small flexi hoop with this in it, just to put a couple of lengths in every you know, every lunch break. And now when I go and fetch the children in the afternoon, I've got time to sit in the car, and I don't need really good lighting or anything because it's only 14 count Ada. It's really quite simple to stitch on. And I've kitted up, although I'm waiting for a couple of threads, I've kitted up Summer House ready for when this one's finished, and then that can be my next travel project. So it's quite nice to be using that that time to do some work on one of these. So yeah, that one's looking good. I will put that back on the hoop by the end of the day, put it in my work bag ready to take with me tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to have a sip of my tea because I can feel my throat getting dry. So next up, I've got my long dog opening Gambit. This one, I can't think, did I start at the beginning of the year this year? I can't remember now. But absolutely love this piece. I'm stitching it for my dad. He taught me how to play chess when I was young. I know he's taught my niece recently how to play chess. And it just, I liked it, and I think he'll like it. So it's a total secret, he doesn't know about it. And he comes around here quite a lot. So I only get it out to work on when I'm pretty guaranteed he's not going to be coming around, because he does take an interest in my cross stitch, and he does look at what's on the frame and what I'm working on. And yeah, so he would notice if he saw this. So this one's being stitched on 32 count Silver Moon by Zweigart. Oh, got my needle minder in a weird place, it's sticking the fabric together. Just a second. Oh, that there. And I'm using, oh god, 3809. I'm sure it's 3809. So, oh, it's upside down, sorry. Here it is now. So I've reached the bottom. I'm gonna have to lean right back, look. I've reached the bottom. I'm not giving myself a massive border either. I've realised I was getting a bit panicky as I was working on that bottom bit. I was worried that, am I actually going to have enough room before I get to the end? But I did. You can see I've got that dragon coming in. And yeah, I'm really pleased with this, and I love working on it. And I've said this before, there's something about the monochromatic stitching and not having to worry about what colour comes next, and you can just crack on with it. And yeah, I'm really pleased with how that's looking. I think it's over 30% now, which is pretty good going. I've still got to add all the back stitching in. I did a bit of back stitching up there, but that's it. There's still a fair bit of back stitch to go in there. I hate back stitching, but I really must do some of it. I think the thing is, when it's on Pattern Keeper, it doesn't show you the back stitch, so it's really easy to forget about it. I can't forget about it, it needs doing. But yeah, opening Gambit, really pleased with the progress on that one. Right, next. This one was a freebie. It's called Light by Barbara Anna, and I think originally it was Mama Loves You GB that provided a link to another Barbara Anna chart freebie, and this was on sort of her website as a freebie, so I don't know if it still is, but yeah, if you Google Barbara Anna and get to her website and see if there's any freebies there, this is where I found this one, and I just thought it was cute. I just liked it, so I thought, yeah, I'll stitch that. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it, and here it is now. So there's not loads of progress on this yet, but you can see I've started working on the vine that arches over her head, and then the lantern comes under here that she's holding. I've changed the colours ever so slightly because I'm stitching this on 32 count mauve Murano from Zweigart, because I really like the colour of this fabric, but I think originally the dress, yeah, I think the colours in the collar and things would have just blended right into the fabric, So I did change the colours ever so slightly. But yeah, I'm really happy with that one. It's chugging along. There's no goals for this piece. Just stitch on it as and when I feel like it. And sometimes I feel like it, and sometimes I don't. But yeah, it's nice if I've had enough of like, doing loads of browns or something. This one's got some nice pretty colours in it, but it's not full coverage, which is sometimes a relief. I love full coverage, but yeah, now and again sort of want to work on something that's not, and that sort of fits that brief. We're rocketing through these, aren't we? Right, next. I'm trying to think why I worked. Oh yes, right. As you'll know, I'm sure I mentioned it last video, I've joined the Come Stitch With Us group that was thought of by the Floss Friends UK group on Facebook. Lizzie's Little Loops here on Flosstube came up with it, and I think she runs it with somebody else, but she runs that group, and I've joined the challenge group, and I'm really enjoying all the prompts and things to stitch on things. And one of the prompts we had was to work on something with a sun. So I picked this one, Summer Blooms by Little Dove Designs, because it has a sun up there, as you can see. And I think it was a project to do with the sun, or that made you think of summer, and well, this just fit the brief perfectly, didn't it? So yes, this is the one I've been working on. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And again, this is another one that's part of a series. I've already got autumn done, and it's framed. In fact, I need to put it up because we're in autumn now. Spring Awakening is a good 2/3 done, and then this is the summer version. The only one I've not started yet is the winter version, but I do have all the charts. So as you can see, I did quite a lot. I put that tree in, I've done some more of the border, those flowers, and then the ice creams, which was so much fun. And I even did the French knots. They're not the neatest of French knots, but I'm happy enough with them to leave them there. I used Sarah, Stitching Mommy's tutorial. She did a video tutorial on how to do French knots, because I used to avoid them like the plague, and she made it look so easy that I went ahead and did it. And you know, they are easy when you know how to do it. But yeah, that is Summer Blooms by Little Dove Designs. It's a 28 count light blue even weave that I'm doing this on, because I've done 32 count's my favourite fabric size, but I did the very first one on 28 count, and because I want them all the same size, I'm doing them all on 28 count. Yeah, it's a pretty light blue fabric, and I'm really pleased with how it's coming along. I think I'm doing quite well with that one. Do another one that comes out as and when there's like a prompt for it, and I'm trying to think what some of the other challenges are. I'm sure as I come to them it'll become more clear. The current challenge, we've got a challenge for September, which is to stitch on something spooky, and I'm having a new start for that one. I'm going to start Halloweenies, but I've just finished, I'll show you in a bit, but I've just finished this week's project. Yeah, I feel like I'm rambling and I'm not quite sure what I'm talking about. I apologise. Right, next up, I worked on this one, Quilting Bee by the Blue Flower, and this is Jeanette Douglas? No, Janine McGowan. Where did I get Jeanette Douglas from? So this is one that I just thought was really pretty. I liked the chart when it first came out, and I managed to get it off eBay. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it, and here it is now. So I'm really pleased I finished the bee, and I'm starting to work on the motifs and border. Isn't that pretty? I'm doing this on a 32 count, I think it's mushroom Murano. If it's not mushroom, it's platinum, but I can't remember which one it is. I have got it written down somewhere, but yeah, I think it's mushroom. But yeah, really pleased to get the bee finished. Worked on the wing and the legs. I did go a bit wrong at one point. My husband was like, "What's up with you?" So I've gone wrong. Oh dear. But yeah, it wasn't too much of a difficult fix. I just had to unpick it and redo it. 2 of the legs nearly crashed and I couldn't figure out where it got wrong because they're not supposed to touch. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that one. I did convert this to virtually all DMC as opposed to the fancy floss that's called for. The only one I did keep was it's Mountain Mist in the wings. But do you know what? I wish I hadn't bothered because there's no variegation in those wings. Nothing at all. I must have a really unvariegated skein of Mountain Mist. Is it by Gentle Arts? Yes. Gentle Art Mountain Mist. Yeah, it's there's no variegation in there. Never mind. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I'd advise, unless you've got a really good variegated skein, just use the DMC if you're going to stitch this one. Let's have another mouthful of drink. Oh, it's starting to rain. We've last time I saw you, it was really hot. We were going through that heat wave, and yeah, it topped about 42 degrees, which is just unheard of in the UK. We're now down to a comfortable, it's 18 degrees today. So I'm in a t-shirt, but I'm not hot. If anything, I could put a hoodie on, and I will do when I go out to fetch the children in a bit. But we're having some storms at the moment. There was a wicked storm early hours of Monday morning. What made me laugh is so many people didn't know. It happened in the middle of the night, early hours of the morning, and it woke me and my husband up. Which we had the bedroom window open and it was slinging it down with rain. So he pulled the window to, and then the next thing you know, the bedroom was lit up with lightning. Although it did move away very fast. I heard the thunder, and then the next thunder was really distant and a long gap between that and the lightning, and then I didn't see any more. But I think the records have shown that lightning hit the UK something like 36,000 times that night, which is just crazy. And then again last night we were told, you know, we've got thunderstorm warning for the next few days, but it started again last night. We knew it was coming, we went to bed, and then it wasn't, just sort of nodding off, and I heard it come, and the rain really started to come down. But I didn't see any lightning or hear any thunder, it was just rain. But I don't know about anybody else, but I love the sound of rain when I'm trying to fall asleep. I used to have an app where it would play like rain noise. You could put your headphones in and fall asleep to like rain noise. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. And yeah, the rain was really coming down last night. In fact, I got up out of bed to have a look at it, and I was stood watching it out the window, so I was waiting to see if any lightning would strike, and I must have stood there for about 10-15 minutes and didn't see any lightning. But Darcy, my oldest ragdoll cat, that way she is actually, there's no cats in here with me, I think she's upstairs. She got really upset with me. She stood on the bed and started yelling at me like she was telling me to get back in bed. She is quite a bossy cat. She does like to tell people what to do, and yeah, you can tell what she's on with. I said, all right, I'm coming back to bed, and she's, when I came back to bed, and she laid on my head, and yeah, rubbed her nose into the top of my head, and I held her paw and fell asleep again. It was very sweet. But yeah, I loved listening to the rain. But yes, it's just starting to rain. I have heard I think they gave out, it's going to rain really badly around 3 o'clock, which of course is school pickup time, which is inevitable. So, you know. But we need the rain. We've been under like, drought-like conditions for the past few weeks because of the heat waves we've had. The ground's just really parched. The grass hasn't been growing. And yeah, we're desperate for some good rain, so this is actually really welcome. But anyway, I digress. Let's crack on more with, how many more whips have I got? 1, 2, another 3. So another one I've been working on is for my son, and this is Baby Yoda or Grogu. I got this pattern off Etsy, but I don't think it's available anymore. It's probably not licensed, so I probably shouldn't be showing it you, but I'm going to anyway. Popping a picture of what it looked like last time you saw it, and here it is now. So as you can see, I've been working on his head and I've got that second ear appearing, which is really cool. I love the expression on his face. He's such a cutie. And I love this fabric. I say this every time. This is Fabric Flair Creationist Purple. And I've got it in 32 count even weave. And because I planned on not doing all the stars around Grogu, as you can see in the picture. So I took those out and I'm using the fabric as the background instead. And it's perfect. Really like it. Can't wait to have it done. It's for my son. He's a big Star Wars Grogu fan. And I just enjoy stitching on it, all those nice bright greens. I've got my cute little Grogu needle minder up there. Got that off Etsy too. I don't know what percentage this is at though, I didn't check. But it is coming along nicely. I'm pleased with the progress that I'm making on it, and I do enjoy stitching on it too. Pardon me. Right, this one was a challenge piece. Alice in the Wonderland by Cute Patterns by Maria. Now, don't take too much notice of the colours in this picture. My printer was running out of ink. So it goes into like toner save mode, and you'll see when I show you mine, the colours are a lot brighter than they are in this. The challenge on the challenge group was back to school. It was to stitch on something that reminded you of like go back to school or books or something along those lines. And so this was a book that I remember from my childhood. I remember really enjoying it. So this was perfect for the challenge. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And here it is now. So got quite a bit done on this one. I'm really pleased with it. This is what I mean by don't take any notice of those colours on the paper, because there was no red, and yet those roses are beautifully, painting the roses red, aren't we? And they're looking fabulous. This is a fabric by Sparkly's Moonlighting, I think it's called. That's probably completely wrong. But it's a 32 count even weave, and obviously it's hand dyed. And I do have quite a lot of it, so I will be able to use that bottom piece for something else, because this is about as far down as this one goes. But isn't it beautiful? I've not done any of the back stitching yet. I am leaving it to the end. There is a lot, but I will do it at the end. I'm just going to get all the cross stitching done, and then I'll be able to concentrate on the back stitch. But yeah, really pleased with this one as well. There are so many blends in it though. I don't think you can see on the camera, but yeah, some of those stitches are blend. Lots of the stitches are blends, but there are just tons and tons of them. And whilst I appreciate the effect it gives, it does make it hard to pick it up, because it's like, I don't want to do all those. But yeah, it'll be worth it when it's done. It's absolutely stunning. First saw this on Michelle Bendy Stitch's Flosstube. She's stitched it. Sometimes it's on the wall behind her when she's doing a video, and hers is on quite a similar coloured blue Ada, and that's what made me pick this fabric, because I just knew it looked so good on it. Oh, one more to go. Oh, and again, this is another challenge piece. This is this week's challenge piece on the Come Stitch With Us group, and it was to do with our friends over in America. It was Labour Day yesterday, so we were asked to stitch on something American, whatever that meant to you. So, I mean, mine's really obviously American, but yeah, some of the other bits that people are coming out, I know people are working on things like Lady of the Flag, but obviously we don't tend to work on an awful lot of American stuff here in the UK, but I've got this one. Sorry about the glare. This is Jeans and Weenies by Plum Street Samplers. My little dash hounds in the jeans. And I'm trying to do all of them from this series. I have a search on eBay for any of them that come up. I've got Halloweenies, which I'm starting shortly, maybe even today. And I've got Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. I think that's how you say it. It's the one of them in the bikinis. but ones I've still got to get. I really like, oh, I can't think what it's called. Sweater Weather, I think it is, where they're in the jumpers. I'm sure there's a Thanksgiving themed one. I've done Winter Wonderland and I've done Teeny Weenie. There's a spring one. There's quite a few, and I will eventually stitch them all. That's the plan. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you guys saw it, and here it is now. So I've been working on this dog on this side with the eagle and the flag, and apart from, I've looked at the chart, apart from one little motif that goes down here, I've only got the lettering left to do, which is brilliant. So this one will hopefully be a finish very soon. I think I did have it planned to be a finish this year, so I don't see any reason why I won't do. But this is on a simple cream 32 count even weave, because I felt that that just let the colours pop, which was more important in this than anything else. But yeah, super cute. And I have done this 2/1. Even though there's some fancy floss in there, as you can see from the variegation in the dogs and the eagle, I've been doing it 2/1 because I prefer the coverage. 2/2, not 2/1, 2/2. That's it. And yeah, super. I've used some fancy floss, some DMC in this one. Yeah. So I literally was working on that one before I started filming. And I took it off the Q-snap so I could show you. So that's all the stitching. Oh, dropping stuff. Really pleased with the progress I've made in a month. I think I've done really quite well, considering I've worked on full coverages, I've finished a big full coverage, and I've worked on quite a lot of smaller projects as well. So yeah, really pleased. So let's do the giveaway. Last video, I finished this particular chart, High Hopes by Just Nan, and I said, because this is a paper chart and there's even a couple of copies of the chart inside, I said I would give this away on my channel this video. So I asked you to use the word grow. Now I had to go back and check because I even say on my last video I nearly used the word hope, but I decided against it, and I put the random comment generator on and I put hope in, and there was like barely any comments. Really? And then I realised no, I actually used the word grow for this one. So provided my iPad's still working, I'm going to do this live now because I've put it all in. So please don't refresh. What are you doing? Right, yes. So there are 9 unique comments, and I'm going to click the start button. Stitching Addicted, you are the winner of this chart. So she's put, congratulations on your finish, it looks amazing. I love seeing your project grow. I can't wait to see you finish, my darling, especially as I have a ragdoll as well. Mine is a chocolate ragdoll. I would hate to stitch all those whites and creams. Well, I did finish, my darling. I'm hoping that you've seen that. And I will comment on your comment, let you know, and if you could get in touch with me, either via my email, which is in the description box below, via Instagram, which is Little Grey Hook, or how else will somebody get in touch with me? That's it. But yeah, if you could let me know, and I shall get your address and send it out to you. So congratulations, Stitching Addicted. Well done. Okay, so just a bit of haul left to show you. I bought a few little bits and bobs. Now I was getting a few bits off Amazon, and I've not got Prime, so I have to do that, spend £20 and you get free postage things. So I popped a couple of things in my basket that were stitchy related. The first of which, I've not used it yet, but is this. It's known as a snag nabbit. Snag repair needle, snag nabbit. On the Royal Rose, this one, when you start and end those threads at the side here, it's handy to be able to push them back through to the other side, and then you stitch over them as you go. And on Alison's tutorial on how to do the Royal Rose, she was shoving this needle through them, and I looked through the comments because I'm sure somebody else must have asked, and saying, what were you using? And she said it was one of these, the Snag Nabbit tool. Get them off Amazon. And what it is it's just like a needle, but it's got a rough, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, it's got a rough edge here. And the idea is when you push it through the fabric, it grabs that bit of loose thread, because it's only a tiny little bit of loose thread, and takes it through to the other side of the fabric. So that's going to be really handy for when I'm working on my full coverage piece. That was only a couple of pounds. I also got myself some of these spool savers. I've been using these on my Q-snap, and they are absolutely perfect for holding the excess fabric out of the way when you've got your Q-snap on the go. So you put your fabric in, and then you just like fold it over on itself, and then you clip these on, and it just holds it so much easier. I was using like the claw things that you put in your hair to hold the fabric, but they're quite heavy and sometimes they ping off, which is really annoying. But yeah, these weren't too expensive. I got a pack of 20 of them, and I lost the whole bag the other day. I told my husband, I can't find it, I just bought it. But yeah, perfect for doing that. So I added those to my basket with some other bits that I bought. Treated myself to a new needle binder. How cute is that? So you may remember, I think it was my last video, I got Pusheen cross stitching, which was absolutely gorgeous, from this company, Darling Daffodils. They're on eBay. Yeah, Darling Daffodils UK. They're obviously on Etsy as well. But I saw this one on their eBay store and I couldn't resist. Harry Potter on a broom, Pusheen. Super cute. Love him. So I've got to figure out what project he's going to sit on. And then I've treated myself to something else. Now then, I was watching Teresa Little Stitcher, and she's done a video recently on floss storage. And I'd heard of this company before. The company is Pip and Chip, and they do bobbins and floss drops. And Teresa went with the floss drop system, and she absolutely loves it, and it just looks amazing. But I started to look more into what else the company does, and they do acrylic bobbins. They do the whole DMC set, they do the whole anchor set, and they're branching out into doing all the what we call fancy floss, you know, the gentle arts, classic colourworks, that sort of thing. Now I've been using cardboard bobbins since I started stitching. I've always used cardboard bobbins. I never bothered buying the plastic bobbins because I keep hearing about the little stickers you buy to stick the numbers on them wear off or come unstuck, and if you write on them with a Sharpie, it eventually comes off as well. I've heard people say file it with an emery board and then write on it and it won't rub off, and it just wasn't for me. So I've just been using the cardboard ones, and then when they get so tatty that they're falling apart, I just put a fresh one on. But I came across Pip and Chip, and they do these lovely acrylic bobbins with the number and the colour printed on them. So this is one of them there. And that isn't a sticker, that is actually printed on, so that is not going to wear off. And they're quite thick, I think they're about 3mm thick. And yeah, rock hard acrylic. They are not going to break. It's acid free as well, so it's perfect for storing your threads on long term. I like bobbins. Not everybody does, but I do. I like to work off bobbins. So I went on their website, and I think the whole set is something like £165, which is quite a lot of money to spend in one go, especially with the current climate at the moment that we're struggling with here in the UK, and the cost of living just going up astronomically. So I realised there was another option where you can buy them by the box. So this is set 1, although 312 might be out set 2. I bought set 1 and set 2, and I spent yesterday transferring my set. I have a master set, but it's not complete. But transferring them over to these. So this is actually a colour I haven't got. It's 312. But yeah, they started at number 1. So I've got, that's the new colour, number 1. And these are all the ones that I've not got at the minute. So I've got yeah, there's like 563s in there, and a lot of the first up to sort of 20. There's 21, I've not got that one. They're in here. But the ones I have got, I've transferred my floss over, and they are currently in my bobbin box. Now you can see there are a couple of blank ones there. That's because I am expecting a delivery from Lakeside. It hasn't come today. I thought it would. But the ones that are blank are actually they're on order. They're coming. But these are just brilliant. They stand up nicely in here. It's so easy to see the numbers, to get them out. The colour, if I know I'm looking for like a purple, I can see. And I absolutely love them. So yeah, last night I sat bobbinated this whole box full and put them all in here. And yeah, my plan is that I will buy a couple of boxes at a time. I put it on PayPal Pay in 3, so I think it came to just over £20 a month for the first 2 boxes with delivery. And then the idea is that they do foam inserts that fit in the Bisley filing cabinet. It's a filing cabinet with quite thin drawers, and the whole idea is that this is like a whole storage system. The filing cabinet itself is about £70, so my husband's told me he'll get me that for Christmas, and then I want the foam inserts aren't too expensive, and then I can transfer my whole set over to a filing cabinet. So the reason I've got some empty ones and I've ordered them from Lakeside is because I'm starting now to complete my collection. So I thought I'd start at the beginning and start filling in the blanks, although for some reason I missed out 312 and I don't know why. But yeah, absolutely everything. I mean, this is so heavy in comparison to a normal floss box with cardboard bobbins in. But yeah, I'm over the moon with those and can't wait to work with them in that. Right, as I said, I've got no crochet or anything to show you, so I think that's about it. So just a bit of a life update. Everything's going great. I'm riding again. Got back on Jack, haven't fell off yet. Did go to a show a couple of weeks ago and he wasn't the best behaved, but we didn't do too badly. I came in the dressage? I came 5th in the dressage and I came 2nd in the ridden hunter class, which was really good. He did muck about a bit, and we've actually found out since that his back is quite sore, so he's currently having a little bit of time off. He's had the physio out and we're just sort of rehabbing him a little bit, and then the physio is coming out again in a couple of weeks' time to check him over. My daughter's joined the pony club. She's absolutely loving that. She went to a rally the other day and she was just flying. She was on the lead rein because the pony Billy, he tried to buck her off a couple of times, so we kept him on the lead rein, and my friend Millie, who rides him, she ran with him, and they were just cantering up and down. She's never really done much cantering before, but she was going for it and absolutely loving it. She was thrilled. And then this weekend just gone, we went to Burley Horse Trials and I saw another Flosstuber, Crafting Kirsty. She does fence judging at Burley and some of the British eventing events that happen around the local area. She likes to fence judge there, so she sent me a text on Saturday morning. She knew I was going to Burley and she says, I'm at fence number 22, come and see me. It just happened to be one of the furthest fences and this is a big course. I mean, it takes them 11 minutes to gallop round it. It's a huge course, so yeah, I did over 20,000 steps that day walking around. Feet were killing me, but yeah, went and found Kirsty, said hello to her, and my daughter absolutely loved it. It was just like the best day ever. We did a load of shopping. She spent far more money than I've got on stuff that she wanted. I didn't buy myself anything, but yeah, she got all her stuff that she wanted, and yeah, it was a long day. We left the house at 20 to 6 in the morning and we didn't get home until 20 past 8 at night. And the next day I could barely function. I was so tired and aching. But it was well worth it, and we'll be doing it again next year, I'm sure. It is quite expensive to go, but it was worth it. It really, really was worth it. We enjoyed it. And there were a lot of fallers. It was quite surprising. Out of something like 51 people that started, only 31 made it home. So there were like 20 horses that either gave up or fell over or crashed out. And yeah, we saw quite a lot of horses that made us go as you do. But sorry, I thought the camera had stopped them for a second. That was really strange. But yeah, anyway, I'm waffling on. I'm planning on being back with you hopefully about the end of September, beginning of October. Oh wow, that seems scary. For my next update, I will post out the giveaway if you can get in touch with me, so I can get your address. And yeah, should hopefully see you in about a month's time, 4 weeks time, to show you what I've been getting up to. So take care, everybody. All the best. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please give me that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you don't already. But it was great chatting with you today. So take care. Bye bye.